try to just create a little space where we can connect about health, wellness, some fasting practices. I'm going to give us a little music here. We're going to see how this all balances out. This track is Introspection, I think it's called. So here I'm not even... So many things to get set up right. There we go. Let's see if that sounds even better. Get all the kinks out. Gearing up for the holiday. People are going to be traveling, you're sticking around. I'm going to be hitting the road. I think I'll try to do a live stream tomorrow before I get out of town. Saw a quote, so I'll share one thing with you here. I was reading about this guy, Jensen Huang. He's the CEO of NVIDIA, so super big, successful company. And he was saying in an interview, he says, I have no long-term goals and no long-term goals for my company. And this is so interesting because I'm kind of a big advocate of long-term goals. So I'm always up for challenging things that I'm thinking. So I thought, well, I'm going to listen to this guy and his thoughts. He says, sometimes you have a long-term goal and it can be discouraging because it's like it's so far away. You're always reaching for something that is far away. Well, it's an interesting perspective. He says, better to just live in the present. That's what first got my attention because I'm like, oh, living in the present, definitely something that we should all try to do. So historically, while I've been trying to help people lose weight, people often have really short-term goals with weight loss. Like, I want, 20 pounds gone in the next 1 to 2 months. You want it to happen so fast. This is when I often have people take a longer-term approach. I usually tell people, can we just get on a 2-year track? This is kind of my default because it takes the pressure off. So many times we're feeling so much pressure when we're trying to lose weight. Having a long-term approach, making it sustainable is a huge positive. So I'm always up for challenging my perspective. So I was like, well, how does this idea, because also I really love this perspective, living in the present. And I think it's just a balance, all right? To the extent that a long-term goal can help you decrease the pressure, then it's extremely positive. To the extent that a practice like that can be more anxiety-provoking, then I say better to just live in the present. Okay, I liked that track. Let's try another one. This track is called So Distant, So Close. So close, yet so far away. That kind of fits in with this sort of thought. A long-term goal, a short-term perspective. Both can have value. How do we find balance? So, this guy was saying, all right, how do we just solve the problems that we have today? Isn't that enough? He was saying he doesn't even wear a watch because it helps him just stay in the present moment. So I super respect that. I super like that. Here we're sitting in this kind of holiday season. Sometimes it's just joyful and sometimes it can be stressful. If you're feeling in a moment where it's stressful, it's overwhelming, you think, oh, I have so many things to do, maybe you resonate more with this other advice from this CEO. Just live in the present moment. Don't worry about long-term goals. Just focus on this day. What can you do in this day that it is positive and healthy and life-giving? I really like that focus. And then some longer-term thinking when it fits. So I think that's good. Thanksgiving, of course, is probably like a most food-focused holiday. A fasting space. I usually tell people fasting is not for the holiday. Like, fasting is for like the boring day. It's like you don't have tons of family and things around. It's like we have a feast and a fast, as a balance. I say that's true most of the time. The only way I say that it could be for a holiday is just like, breakfast. A lot of people, if you're doing a 16-8, 2 meals a day, something like that, having a practice to just keep that going. You don't have to eat an extra breakfast if you're not used to it. Keep on that eating window schedule, and then, eat more in that window. That can be perfectly fine. That's a way to incorporate it. Another way to incorporate it is just say, here we are on Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you lean in more to the fasting process? And then that'll help you balance things out for the week. So some kind of lean fasting days on Tuesday, Wednesday here. You're going to looking forward to the holiday. Don't have to worry so much about that. Just enjoy it. You don't have to intentionally overeat on a holiday, but make sure you're having stuff that you like, and just plan for it and say, what are the things that are most important that bring joy and meaning to this day? And then, maybe balance it out again on Friday. Say, have your big eating day on Thursday, and then balance it out with some fasting space on Friday. Maybe you're not even so hungry anyway. I've definitely talked to people who don't realize, like, fasting, it's like an okay thing to do. We get so programmed in our society, like, we have to keep eating 3 meals every day, otherwise, something bad or going to be unhealthy in some fashion. Once you realize, no, actually the body's built to fast, we can have a fasting space, and it can be so helpful. So especially if you're not hungry, that's a tricky spot. I've talked to people where they're like, man, I ate so much on Thursday, I'm not even hungry still, but then they're still eating because they feel like you have to do it. So give yourself some grace in that regard. Use fasting as a tool to help increase your enjoyment. That's what I'd say. That would be a very good outcome. A lot of people tell me, once I do some fasting and clear out that space, here's a balance. I'll be talking to someone that say, I don't know how interested I am in fasting. I like to eat. I'm so into it. I don't like, that concept doesn't resonate right away. Here's the thing. When you clear out some space, this sort of idea, like absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? Like, you give a little space. I've definitely had people tell me, I know it's been my experience, oh man, the food, it even tastes even better. It can help enhance your enjoyment of it. So see if that sort of idea wouldn't enhance your whole holiday experience. Okay, those are my quick thoughts of the day. I thought I'd check out the new setup. We'll see if it looks better than the old one. Let me know what you think. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you back here soon.